Hello, everyone. Have you ever experienced the situation where, after boiling an egg, the shell sticks tightly to the egg white when you try to peel it? Today, I'll show you how. First, I took a conventionally boiled egg and peeled it. As you can see, even though the egg is cooked, the shell doesn't peel off easily. When peeling, a lot of the shell sticks to the egg white, making the egg surface rough and unattractive, and also removing a lot of the outer egg. This is a common problem many people encounter when boiling eggs at home. So, is there a way to make boiled eggs easier to peel while keeping the surface smooth and beautiful? Therefore, today, I will share with you a simple egg boiling trick using a familiar ingredient. After applying this method, the eggshell can be peeled off faster, and the peeled egg will look much nicer. Let's get started. First, I prepare all the eggs I need and put them in a clean bowl. Before boiling, I always take some time to clean the eggshells, because during transportation and storage, dust and some impurities often stick to the surface of the shells. Next, I add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking soda to the bowl. Then, I pour in clean water so that all the eggs are completely submerged. Once enough water has been added, I gently stir with my hand to dissolve the salt and baking soda completely. At the same time, I also gently turn the eggs so that the solution comes into even contact with the entire surface of the shell. I will let the eggs soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. This is enough time for the solution to act on the dust and impurities clinging to the outside of the eggshells. During the soaking process, the salt helps to clean the surface and soften some of the dirt clinging to the shells. Besides, baking soda is a very familiar ingredient in cleaning food and kitchen utensils. When dissolved in water, baking soda can help soften stains and make cleaning easier. After soaking, I prepare a soft or thin clean cloth to start cleaning each egg. I take each egg out, gently wipe and scrub the entire shell with the cloth. I pay special attention to areas with more dirt or stubborn stains. While wiping, I always use a gentle hand to avoid cracking or breaking the eggshells. I continue this process until all the eggs are completely clean. Looking back, the eggs will have a cleaner surface, which also gives me more peace of mind before cooking. After completing the cleaning step, I transfer all the eggs to another basin of clean water to rinse them one more time. I gently stirred the eggs with my hands to completely remove any remaining salt, baking soda, and other impurities from the surface. Finally, I drained the eggs. After cleaning the eggs, I'll move on to the boiling step. I gently arrange all the eggs in a deep pan. I chose a pan with high sides so the eggs are evenly submerged in water and less likely to splatter during boiling. I add a little water. Then, I measure out 100 milliliters of beer and pour it into the pan along with the prepared water. Using a measuring cup helps me accurately control the amount of ingredients and ensures the correct ratio of water to beer during boiling. After adding enough water and beer to the pan, I place it on the stove and begin boiling. Initially, I set the heat to medium so the temperature gradually increases. During boiling, I can observe small bubbles beginning to appear at the bottom of the pan and slowly increasing as the temperature rises. When the water in the pan starts boiling vigorously, I will reduce the heat to low to simmer the eggs. Reducing the heat at this stage helps maintain a more stable temperature, preventing the eggs from bumping against each other too forcefully while boiling. At the same time, simmering over low heat allows heat to gradually transfer into the eggs, ensuring they cook more evenly. I will continue simmering the eggs over low heat, allowing the egg whites and yolks to gradually reach their desired level of doneness. While waiting for the eggs to simmer over low heat, I'll prepare a dipping sauce. First, I'll prepare a small plate. Then, I'll add some seasoning powder, some chili powder, and some ground pepper. Next, I'll add the grated lemon zest to the bowl. The lemon zest will give the dipping sauce a distinctive aroma and add an appealing flavor. Finally, I'll squeeze some lemon juice into the mixture and mix well with a spoon. Once mixed, the ingredients will blend together, creating a dipping sauce with a salty, spicy, slightly sour taste and a very distinctive lemon aroma. Now the eggs are finished simmering. I'll turn off the heat and gently remove all the eggs with a slotted spoon. Next, I'll place the eggs on a plate or colander with drainage holes, then rinse them directly under cold running water. Rapid cooling with cold water helps lower the temperature of the eggs, creating a temperature difference between the shell and the egg white inside. After rinsing with cold water, I started peeling each egg to check the results. And as you can see, the eggshells peeled off much faster and easier this time. When peeling, the shells tended to come off in large chunks instead of crumbling into many small pieces like when boiled in the usual way. Thanks to this, the outer egg white retained its beautiful shape and was less likely to stick to the shell. After peeling, I used a knife to cut the egg in half to check the inside. At this point, the yolk looked quite pliable, soft, and had a very beautiful color. After peeling the first egg and seeing pretty good results, I continued peeling the remaining eggs to check if the results were consistent. I picked up each egg and gently tapped the surface of the shell to create small cracks. Then, I started peeling from the top of the egg. You can see that this time, the shell separated quite quickly, with many large pieces of shell breaking off instead of crumbling into many small fragments. I continued rotating the egg and peeling gradually around it. During the peeling process, the egg white inside retained its shape quite well, and the surface looked smoother and more aesthetically pleasing. This not only made the peeled egg look better, but also reduced the loss of egg white due to sticking to the shell. I continued doing the same with the remaining eggs. When peeling several eggs consecutively, I noticed that the shells tended to separate quite quickly and easily. Thanks to this method, the preparation process saves a lot of time, especially when peeling many eggs at once. After peeling most of the eggs, I started arranging them on a plate. I arranged the eggs in a circle to make the dish look more appealing and attractive. Next, I placed the prepared dipping sauce in the center of the plate. The combination of the egg whites, the yellow yolks, and the vibrant color of the dipping sauce makes the dish much more visually appealing. At this point, you can see that combining the preparation and boiling steps in this way makes peeling easier, while also creating beautifully shaped eggs that are perfect for enjoying with family. And that's it. My boiled eggs are complete. With this method, the eggshells peel quite quickly. The egg surface looks more appealing, and they are perfect for enjoying with the sweet and sour dipping sauce. If you find this tip interesting, please try it out and share your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next helpful tips.